coaches calls that I always enjoy those coaches calls. It makes my day better. So y'all see me in sweats today because I'm actually going to head to the gym after this call. So I've kind of got myself motivated to get Todd beaten in this contest. And so instead of going and resting this afternoon, I'm going to the gym after the call. So welcome on. I'm just so excited about our guest today for several reasons. Melissa and Andrew Jackson. Is it Andrew? Am I right? I get the right name? I get the, I'm
yes.
Up here. That's right. I thought it was Andrew. Just like, I have so many names going in my head at one time. And their transformation has just been amazing. And we're going to start with them. And I know Todd knows them much better than me. So I want to let him do that interview. He's going to do more of the interviewing today because the second guest we're going to talk about is our business side, and it's my sister. So Sheila's going to join us for a few minutes to talk about what she's been doing. So Todd, I'm going to let you kind of take it with Melissa and Andrew, because I know you've been working with them a lot more than I have.
Yeah, Chris, there's a ton of contests going on. So I see a lot of new faces this morning. Just want to make sure everybody has registered. Don't let the transformation go down without your picture being involved. So if you haven't gone and registered, it doesn't cost anything. If you're in the business, you can, and by the way, there's no cutoff on registering. So you can sign somebody up, but they can still register for the transformation throwdown on January 30th. It will still end on March the 4th, but anybody can register all the way through for their transformation. So Melissa and Andrew, and by the way, there's $5,000 in prize money, $2,500 for first, $1,500 for second and third. There's also prize money going on in the Level Up group for just posting pictures. There's actually going to be prize money given out at the Destin event that we haven't even posted yet. We're just kind of eyeing all the people that are posting their workouts and stuff. Chris, you're even putting your head in that window now, posting every day and showing it. But nobody in Level Up has posted and shared and inspired more than Melissa and Andrew. There are some that are equal. Deb and Tad, we all know those, Hillbaloo, we all know those that have not missed now like 185 days. But Melissa and Andrew, from day one, they did it as a couple. They combined forces, they combined energy. They joined the program, which only required a 2-mile walk or 1-mile run of their choice. It required to do the approved food list exactly right, take the products exactly right. It required to drink a gallon of water a day, and it required you to post pictures. And anybody can start doing that today, tomorrow. Chris just started 3 days ago. I'm starting today. I exercise almost every day. I just don't post well. It's my Achilles heel. I'm working on it. But Melissa and Andrew, they conquered it all. So I can make excuses all I want to about not posting, but not only did they get their workout done, Chris, they posted it every day. And when you do that, you inspire the world. So they went from walking to flipping tires to riding bikes to, you name it, they're doing it. So Melissa and Andrew, if y'all don't mind, will you take us all the way back to day one? What was going through your mind, how you committed, how you remained disciplined, and then take us all the way up to what it's done for you as a couple, of physically, emotionally, mentally, all the above.
Well, first of all, good morning to everyone, and happy Saturday and day 5 of the Throwdown Challenge. Okay, day one of the first challenge. Okay, my biggest, let me turn this off. My biggest threat to me was, which I thought was my water intake, the gallon water. Woo, that was my enemy. But as days went by and weeks went by, it got a little bit easier and a little bit easier. And let me tell you, it feels great to drink that much water. And to this day, we still drink a gallon of water sometimes too. But as a couple, we challenge one another, we talk smack to one another, but staying on the approved list at first was a little challenge, but I tell you what, as long as you stay on the approved list and do what you're supposed to do and take your supplements and optimals and everything else that we have going on, you will feel fabulous. You will feel great. Working out every day. Working out has never been a problem for me, but I tell you what, lifting tires was a challenge. I never thought in a million years I would do that. And that was something out of my comfort zone for my husband. You men, you can pick up tires or whatever, but for mature women like myself, picking up a tractor tire was a challenge, but I got it done. We rode the bike, being consistent every day, telling each other, look, we got to get up. We got to get up regardless of, the weather. We got to get up. So we motivate each other tremendously. The level up group, the encouragement from everyone. It's just been great. It's been really great. The first challenge I released 25 pounds and inches, and I was able to have more energy. I released some information. Oh, I can go on and on, but it's been great. It really has. I'm gonna turn it over to my partner in crime.
Yeah, I think my biggest challenge is it was the water, the mental aspect. Exercising, I had done that, but I had a few health challenges that slowed it up a little bit. But after all, it's being consistent. Keep doing it, posting every morning. Do it when you don't want to do it. You just got to get up and get it. And that was the biggest for us was we just hold each other accountable, and then we just talk smack to each other, because we're not gonna let one outdo the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm down 25, 30 pounds. I feel great. I got energy to chase a 4-year-old now.
I've got about 5 questions sitting in front of me here for you guys. By the way, Simplify, Andrew and I both were in the Marines. I made it 4 years. Andrew made it a lifetime. So he's much stuff about 4 was enough. But let's start with what you just mentioned. And that is you got a little sick, and I'm speaking to myself. When we start out in the transformation throwdown to win $5,000, or we start on the level up program, we all have the best of intentions. Chris and I have had a $500 bet for 6 months to who can get below 200 first, and neither one of us have had to pay. And it's not because we don't have good intentions. It's because somewhere along the way, we get sidetracked, we get sick, we catch COVID, whatever it may be. We sprain an ankle, a child messes up, and we're dealing with you name it. We got a million things going on in our lives. How have y'all remained disciplined? Like, how do you pick yourself up after you've been disturbed and go again?
Well, for me, I think about my family history and how we have so many family members that have passed away last year and even some this year and previous years, and how health has been it's been devastating to our family. And I'm pretty sure other families out there have family members that have passed away, sugar diabetes, massive heart attacks, so forth and so on. And so that's my motivation, especially with my father. And I decided that, I wanted to have a better quality of life, and not only for myself, but for my family, for my kids, and especially my grandson. So that's what really motivates me, and I think both of us, to keep going, especially, our age, it's not easy.
I'm still 21.
It's not easy, but we inspire one another, and we just keep focused on, we got to get healthier. I'm 51. I'm proud of it. How old are you?
21, 56.
But that's what really motivates us to keep focused and to keep going and keep inspiring each other, and hopefully everyone else, and we just do it together.
You inspire me.
So being very, very real, all of us can get excited after a Saturday morning Zoom. All of us can get excited on a new challenge. But the hard part is doing it every day, like showing up and getting on that machine, being out on the field, walking or running. It just gets challenging. And Chris, they just said the same thing that you and I have lived by from a business standpoint for 20 years. It's all about the why. Why am I starting this in the first place? Is it superficial, or have I got a desire for better in my life? And I heard that's the, I mean, we could all say a million things, but it really boils down to where am I at today and where would I like to be? And what am I willing to get there? What am I willing to do to get there? Both, and that's always both from a financial business standpoint with Level Up and a health standpoint from Level Up. I have two more questions that I have. Then Chris may have a question too. Going to the water, with our program, water is of the utmost importance. It depends. Everybody's body's a little different, but well north of 80% in everybody is water. It can be as high as 90% in some. We have what's called the ATP process, where we turn our food to energy. Water is the catalyst in that process for creating energy. It is the catalyst in burning fat. It is the catalyst in removing toxins out of your body. It's the catalyst in keeping you hydrated, preventing headaches, you name it. It's just important. So walk me through, because we have so many people that fear the water. Walk me through how you did it, Melissa. How did you go from fearing it to conquering it?
Woo! Okay, day number one. Okay, it took me, I'm not gonna lie, it took me about 12 hours to finish the water. But when we started off, we had the gallon water. And we marked it on our gallon water of where we want to be at a certain time. Of course, that was out the window, but it took me 12 hours, took him a little bit lesser to get that first day of water. But gradually, as every day went by, I started early that morning. As soon as I got up, when it was time to work out, I drank a little bit for breakfast. I just kept on through the workout. You know, when you work out, you get thirsty. So for me, having my water, because I froze my water. And by the time I took it out that early part of that morning, I think it was about 4 or 5 o'clock. I took it out. So as I'm working out, you know, I'm sipping. But as the days went by, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take my slenderized bottle and I'm gonna fill it up 6 times. And as I fill it up, I drink it. I fill it up, I drink it. I fill it up, I drink it. Sometimes I drink water in a glass with lemons. It was a challenge, but we got through it. So that was pretty much how I conquered the water.
I'm going to mention something about the water, because Todd was one that was really into this water thing. And I was really like, a gallon of water. Yeah, a gallon of water. And then I realized how much better that the gallon of water was making me feel.
Yes.
And you don't think about it so much, because we talk about our supplements, and obviously they do such amazing things to us. But you add that water in, I just think it supercharges the supplements. I think it supercharges your body. Now, the only negative side for an old man is I have to get up a lot in the night. But anyway, other than that part, I find myself now, I'm probably drinking 1.5 gallons. I can't believe I'm doing that.
All right. I found my taste buds changed too when I was drinking that water. I said, let me see. I'm gonna drink some tea. And it tasted kind of funny because, you know, drinking water, I even wanted to taste. Now, I ain't drinking now. I just wanted to see how it would taste being so long that we drank the water. I had a Sprite. I tasted a Sprite, and it didn't taste good at all. It really didn't taste good. After drinking water for so long, I didn't even want it, which was a good thing.
Yeah. And by the way, for anybody in the beauty world, the number one thing for beautiful skin is hydration, keeping your body hydrated with water. And it shows in both of y'all's faces that, I mean, you're looking younger and your skin looks really, really clean and no pimples, no nothing. And it may just look perfect. And water's a big catalyst to that. The other thing, you mentioned it, unsweet tea is okay, or green tea, unsweetened, but just simply by moving to water, you remove a ton of secret calories, like the Sprite. I mean, a Sprite's got generally about 150 calories and 25 grams of sugar. So by just removing those two things, that's going to also help you lose the weight. But the last question from me, and then Chris can close this out on before we move to our next guest. But I've already seen it in the chat. But can you tell us your product regime? What are you using? When are you using it? How are you using it? Especially Andrew, I know that I'm a middle-aged man like you. Like, how do you keep the inflammation out of your body? get that gym every day and hormonal, just everything. Give us great detail what you're taking and why.
Okay, I take the MOA, take the MOA. I do that for inflammation. I take the Elite for the hormones. It's kind of kind of funny when a man says hormones. Just have to take himself hormones. Kind of a little funny, but I do that along with with all the supplements and the Rejuvenex, but my go-to is the Bluetooth, and I use all that for energy, inflammation, pain. It's great. Along with the water, can't beat it. It gets you through your day with no problem.
Do you do the Blue Frog tube pre-workout?
Pre-workout. I do it before I go work out. And if sometimes I have some left that I use, I'll use it. I drink it after the workout too. Pre and post workout.
And what about you, Melissa?
Okay, well, in the morning time, of course, I start out with the drops. And then after that, I'm taking the probiotic. After that, after breakfast and everything, I'm taking the original. I'm taking the original 5X, and then I'm taking a burn. I'm taking a burn. As the day progresses, I'm I'm doing my optimals. I'm doing my supplements, and we started taking the what is it? The SRQ.
Yeah, the sugar blocker.
Yeah, we incorporated that into our regimen. Am I missing anything? Of course, the more for information and a gallon of water.
Unbelievable. I don't know if y'all have seen the chat as you're talking. Be sure you go back and look at it, because I'm not saying it lightly that you're inspiring the world through Level Up, but you are. You really are. I have, people that you think may be inspiring, like Kim Gray over in South Alabama that's done so well. She's always telling me how she's watching you and how you're inspiring, because she really struggles. Kim really struggles with the water and the consistency on exercising. We all have our vices, and she watches you get through it. And it allows her to fight and get through it. And you just go back and look at the chat. Everybody loves you guys. I can't thank you enough for the post. Chris, I'll throw it to you.
I was just going to mention one thing. Of course, Todd and I've been with the company 8.5 years, so I've used the drops, and sometimes I forget how amazing the drops are to be consistent on those drops. I saw Todd just use them. I know right now that's why I'm doing so well for this first week, and it's because I am consistent. Todd just doubling up. I'd see him do it. I ordered 2. He doesn't know it. I got 2 boxes came in yesterday, so we're on the drops hard. I will tell you, the other thing I was going to mention that I think is really impressive is that y'all are doing it together. It is so helpful. Todd's, Ashley doesn't need to lose any weight, so he has a little more issue there. Ashley can do whatever, she don't gain weight, but Judy's doing it with me this time. This is the first time she's ever really bought in completely, and she's probably down about 6 pounds already in her first week, and because she's bought in, but we cleaned out the house. The last thing I want to say that before we go to our next guest is that the one thing I told Todd is that I'd never done. And that was that we cleaned out the pantry, and we actually during Christmas gave everything away that was, I call it the junk food, my vices. And I didn't hide anything. I kept everything hidden. Before Judy used to have a private stash. So it's one of those little things where we would find that she just didn't know I knew where her private stash was. So I would act like I was not cheating, but it was always something late. But now it's not in the house. So so what I do when I get up, I just take another shot of them clear drops, because it gets rid of my cravings. So if you're struggling with cravings, she's talking about using the drops. I will tell you, set of clear drops, just do another set until you get past those cravings. And Judy even said to me yesterday, I just don't crave that sugar like I did. It's been 5-6 days straight in a row now that she's been on the drops. And sometimes we just forget how big a deal they are. I do, and I lost 80 pounds on them originally, and then I forget how much they made a difference. I thought it was just because I wanted to make money, so I needed to lose weight. So now I realize it really is the drop. So, but anyway, Sheila just texted me.
Hey, Chris.
What?
One thing before you leave that subject, I just saw Tammy Maltby congratulating y'all on texting. Don't forget, Tammy her and Erica put together a cookbook. Tammy, if you could throw that, I cannot remember off the top of my head. Chris, you might, the address to get that cookbook, but I know that Ashley's already got ours downloaded on her iPad, and we're already making meals from it. Oh, thank you. That's
Yeah.
Anthony, by the way.
Of course,
That's not
Anthony.
Chris and I.
Hey, I've already got it
Anthony's
as
the
well.
man.
And he's been thumbing through it. We've been already making recipes as well. So there's no question that cookbook is going to be amazing for the long run. I mean, it changes such a difference to use that. And is that the location to order it right there? It's cheap.
There it is. It's ricksandtams.com. Thank you, Tammy. I know Tammy, y'all are about Tammy and Brent Palmer and Craig and Ashley Paulson. I know a lot of those guys are a lot of times with us. They got a big event going on this morning in Denver, Colorado, or Colorado Springs. So anyway, congratulations to you guys out there in Colorado. You'll have a great in-person training, which are by far my favorite. I love the interaction.
Sheila, I don't know if she's joined us back or not. She lost connection and she said, I'm trying to get back in. While
Do
we're
you
waiting
see
on
Carla, Anthony, can we throw her up?
I'm not sure. Carla,
As
Sheila. She might be. Yeah, Sheila's with us, but not Carla. We've lost connection. One of the things that I want to add, and you said, Todd, while we're waiting for her to get back, and I think you're absolutely correct. It's funny because we talked about consistency. And my sister's been a part of the company for 8.5 years. That's who we're going to interview. And I talked a lot about the fact that in business, you're right. I'm consistent with my business life. I have never been consistent on my health. I've not been consistent taking care of myself. I haven't been consistent eating right or doing those things. But when it came to the business side, I was very focused on making sure I took care of those things. And so long story short.
Chris, I want to say one thing about you real quick. Obviously we see each other on this Zoom every Saturday, and your face is not red or swollen for the first time in several months. It really, really shows. And as one of your best friends, I am just super proud of you because we're all doing this for all of our reasons, but I selfishly want you to do it because I don't want you dying before you're supposed to. So I just cannot tell you how much healthier you look in however long it's been, 1 week. I mean, I think everybody out there can see that.
I didn't change.
But anyway, you look good. I want to beat you anyway, but you look good.
Thank you.
I want to beat you by 1 pound.
The funny part is that you're right. I noticed myself, the redness in my face was changed. So I've always had rosacea, but it definitely toned down just by just doing the good things that put in my body. So I'm convinced the water is probably a big part of that. They just text me that they're getting back in right now, that they had a shutdown and they had to reload. So it's
okay.
Now.
I'm going to set them up as they're coming in. Level up is about two things. It's about leveling up our health, and it's also about leveling up our finances. I've always said there's 3 phases to life: your health, your finances, and your spiritual life. Let any one of those get out of whack, and they affect all the other phases. And an explanation to you is you could be worth $100 million, but if you don't have any health, it's useless to you. And you could also have the best health in the world, but if you don't have any money to enjoy life, it really keeps you handcuffed. I always said money's not about necessarily buying things. Money is about the freedom it can deliver to you, the freedom to make choices, the freedom for Chris to work from home and have a retirement, unlike most 60-something-year-olds. It's the ability for all of us out there to create an extra income. It's the ability to create a lot of income. It's the ability for Anthony Moreland not to have to get a real job after getting out of college. It's the ability for all of us to do something better. So what our next phase is with Sheila and Carla coming on board is they have sponsored, I believe, 7 yesterday and about a dozen in the last couple of weeks. They have gotten real, just like Melissa and Andrew, consistent on the health side. They have gotten consistent on the business side. So what we're going to do with them as soon as they come up is I love it. Thank you, Anthony. Chris and I are going to talk about income producing activities. So what we're going to do, Chris, let's just kind of go back and forth on some of those activities, and then
Sheila's here. Sheila's here.
Okay.
She's here. Let's go back. Let's go to Sheila first. She's here. And by the way, Todd, not to correct you, but Sheila has 7 on her own yesterday. That's not including Carla's. That was 7 for Sheila
No
by
way.
herself. Maybe more than that now. That was 7
Sheila.
when I text you. What time did you get? Did you get another one? I got unmute. Unmute.
Hey, Sheila is 72, by the way. She looks like she's 35, but it's okay that she's slow on technology. And she lives in a small town with not good internet. Let's see if I can send it over to you.
I just did. I tried to. It's not working.
Okay, I just asked you to unmute, Sheila. So just hit that button.
I've been sending the same thing, Todd. It's not working for some reason.
Hey, give me a finger, Sheila. 1 iPhone that you're on, 2 iPad, or 3 computer. Okay, on your iPhone, look down in the bottom. Just kind of put your finger on the bottom of the iPhone or the top of it. One of the two, that little microphone button should pull right up, and just hit it with your finger. It's going to be right next to your camera. It'll just be a
Not sure why.
Chris, I'm going to talk a little about income producing activities. She's working on that.
Do that.
And I'll see her red button turn normal when she hits it. But in our business, Chris, it's really easy to get distracted. Everything plays a role. The posts on Level Up play a role. The attraction marketing on our own social media plays a role. But income producing activities, let's start with number 1. And people call this, Brent Palmer always hears, he calls it the point of sale. Tim Sales calls it the pipeline. I just call it an income producing activity. But number 1, we have to build a prospect list. In the old days, Chris, you and I would just sit down with a brand new person and say, let's put, you name, it doesn't matter the number, let's put 10 people down on a list that we're going to contact and share this with. In today's world, things have changed a bit. Today, you've got the phone or the iPad or the computer in your hand at all times. So you can use what we call the attraction marketing on social media, whether it's through posts, stories, Facebook, you name it. But generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, a lot of the comments you're going to get back, it's not going to sell itself for you. You're just going to say, you can maybe get a comment back like, what are you doing? How are you losing the weight? Tell me more. So Chris, no matter how we build the prospect list, via social media, via writing it down on a sheet of paper, you name it, we got to move to step 2, where we really get it down to the income producing activity. Step 2 is follow up and set the appointment. Chris, you were really, really good at this. I'm just going to use you as an example. We did a Zoom day before yesterday with 2 people in your business, Kristen and Hot Chocolate. I told them this very thing that we're sharing today on this about the income producing activity, that everything's really fruitless until we get a presentation shown. And Hot Chocolate took me up on it. She put 12 people, new prospects, between her and Kendra and a couple of people on her team, put 12 new prospects on a Zoom 2 days later to see the business. Chris, when you first joined and I told you to make a prospect list, first thing you did is you invited, I can't remember exactly, it's been a while, but you invited approximately 12 people over to your house for a presentation. It could be done in a living room. Yours was wings around the pool. Why don't you talk just a minute about that? Both places, how you invited people to your pool, and then how Hot Chocolate invited people onto the Zoom. It's the same thing though, but
the most important thing I think a lot of people mess up on, Todd, is that they try to talk too much about what's going on. I mean, obviously, whether with what we're doing now, it's so much about whether they're trying to get healthier or so you got to hit your prospects based on what they want to know about. When I see people post pictures of products on their website or on their Facebook page, I know that's not going to work. The bottom line is you post results about how you feel. This is what Sheila's doing. I think she's back with us now. What she does is she posts all the time. And she's really decided just recently to start talking about it. And she doesn't make every post about products, but from there, she sets up when people ask her how she's feeling so good, or she mentions that she's using something that's made her feel good, then she sets an appointment from it. She does not, she doesn't start sending them links. She just says, hey, let's talk. And I'm convinced that yes, you can send the link, and yes, you can send it. That's the only thing they'll do. But there's nothing like what Todd, you and I talk about this all the time. There's nothing like a one-on-one or a two-on-one. It is so much more important to be talking to them live. That's just my opinion. I mean, or Zoom.
Yeah, Chris, Sheila's got her microphone undone, so we're about to go to her, but I want to set this up before we go to her, because she did it. That's the reason she's a guest this morning, is that taking that lead, whether I've just physically said I'm calling such and such, or getting them off of social media, I don't care how, until you turn that into a Zoom, a one-on-one, which means you're sitting down and showing them via in person or on Zoom, a three-way call, a two-on-one, meaning you're going to take somebody with you that's better at presenting, more excited, better at answering questions. The two-on-one environment is always the best environment. Inviting to a living room or inviting to some type of local or consistent meeting. I know John Ramsey and Antoinette do a meeting every Friday night online. It is unbelievable. I know they don't care for you using their meeting at times on Friday nights. That's one you can plug them into your weekly meeting in your town, set up Zooms. But let's go back to Sheila. We'll come back and finish this at the end. But let's go to Sheila, because Sheila's now actually, and Sheila, I've always said that you have the personality to be a millionaire here. You're just, the first step is a big mind and a positive attitude. And you have a big mind and as a positive an attitude as I've ever met in my entire life. But it doesn't work until you do the income producing activity. So you're the best example we could ever have to introduce this income producing activity segment, because I want to know personally what you've done since January 1st to sign up 9 people, or in the last 48 hours, sign up 9 people that you weren't doing previously. So how are you doing it?
Okay, so I'm going to back up to Christmas. Everybody's so busy during Christmas. I didn't do anything much as far as, other than I marched in 2 Christmas parades and people saw me twirling a baton. And so it's hard to deny that a 72-year-old who can march a Christmas parade with a baton in their hand isn't doing something that maybe they should look at. Not everybody
Can I stop real quick, Sheila? That's it. What you just said is so important. An income producing activity is get a transformation, and Sheila did that. So continue on.
Okay, so that was just before Christmas. And then after Christmas, like everybody else, I posted a couple of, family pictures of our Christmas holidays. And I didn't do anything else until December 27th. And I shared, Carla is so good at sharing post on the social media. I'm not real good at it. I'll post the things every once in a while, but I don't post about products or even my transformation. So I had shared a couple of Carla's on my page starting on the 27th. One was Jane, I forget how to say her last name, Roos, anyway, that we met, and it's so wonderful. So Carla had shared her transformation and that we had met her. So I shared Carla's post on the 27th. I didn't get responses. And then Carla had shared one about if you give up, you remain right where you are. So I shared that one. But then on 4 days ago, I asked these are not on the Level Up. This was in my personal page. Who's focusing on their health in 2022? And this girl. And so I raised my hand. And then and I think that's one I had seen on Andrea's page and I liked it. So I shared it and I got several comments. And then I did another one about getting healthy in 2022, because I know people always at the beginning of the year, that's when they start thinking they need to do something different. But then I posted Andrea's post that she did with the hand and the ornaments on the little cylinderized bottle. I did it and I changed the wording and tweaked it to fit me. So I started out with, if you're ready to make a pot, well, I just lost it. Anyway, about if you're ready to make a positive change, get in touch with me. So then I started getting comments, interested. What are you doing? Tell me about it. And I would respond, I'm going to DM you. And if they didn't respond to that, I would then say, I've sent you something in Messenger. I didn't tell them. Am I losing you?
No, he's just changing.
No, we got you.
Okay, so I would then say, I sent you something in Messenger, so that I made sure that they were going to check. And when they would get their response in Messenger, my comment would be, it's easier for me to tell you about this than to send you a lot of information. When is a good time for you to talk? I'm available. And I would give them like 2 blocks of time. I didn't say, call me anytime. I'd say, I'm available. Is Friday or Saturday better for you? Or Thursday or Friday better for you?
Sheila,
And-
let me stop you one. Let me stop
Okay.
you 1 second. This is the most. I mean, this is so crucial. And then we'll finish with what you said. But I don't know if it was this single post that got everything I'm looking at. Thank you, Anthony, for pulling this up. It's probably all of the posts. It's the consistency. They saw Jane Rouse's transformation. They saw the different things you said you posted. Then all of a sudden, boom, that post is almost kind of a call to action. It might have gotten the same response on its own, but I've got a feeling it was the combination of everything, because it's the consistency in marketing that makes it happen. But
Yeah,
I want you to reiterate. This is the most important part. I'm seeing everybody say interested. We need to know exactly, like, tell me exactly how you set the appointment. Like, we need to know that this is where the ball gets dropped 99% of the time.
I just would say, we really need to talk. And I had one person who said, yes, tomorrow's good. And then they said, I'm not sure when I can get back to you. And so they were kind of pulling away. So I said, well, let me send you a couple of things. But as soon as, so I did send a couple of people things, but I did not get any appointments with them when I would send them stuff ahead of time. So I would say, when is a good time to talk? And so when they would tell me when that time was, my next post, let me pull it up in Messenger so I can tell you exactly what I did.
I think the most important
As Sheila's
setting appointments from, and she's doing it in person, that she's not, and I see people always send me information, send me a PDF. I got news for you. That you may get one out of 25, but your percentages of closing drop by about 80 to 90%. So
Yeah.
if you're talking, they can hear in your voice how confident you are and what the products are doing for you. And that's what Sheila knows. The products have worked for them. They've been taking the products now for 8.5 years, almost 9 years now. And so her and her husband both use the products on a daily basis. But the key is what she said, and I think she's probably pulled it up. She is setting an appointment to talk to them. And I love what you said, Sheila. And that what you said, it's easier. Listen closely, folks, write this down. It is easier for me to explain this over the phone than it is to send you some information. That gets it off of, I can send you information, but it's easier for me to explain it over the phone. It only will take a couple of minutes. Now, what happens is in that couple of minutes, if you get them inspired, then the conversation goes longer, or they are uninterested and you're done anyway. But if you send them a PDF, most of the time you're done anyway. Right?
Well, then they up and you're kind of stuck with what do I do next? So when I would say, when's a good time for us to talk? If they didn't respond, or if they did respond, my next Oh, wait a minute. I'm about to send somebody something that I don't need to send them because it's picked up my voice. All right. So then I would say, good morning. And I put their name in it, whoever it was. And I actually had a cut and paste in my notes, so I didn't have to type all this out every time. But I always started it with good morning or good afternoon and their name, which personalized it. And then I would say, which of these are you most interested? Question mark. And then I did bullets: weight loss, increase energy, reduce inflammation and joint pain, boost your immune system, prevent osteoporosis, heart health. And then I skipped a space and I said, all of the above with a question mark and a winky face, making it not pressured. So it was back to being fun. And so I got a response from everybody, or 95% of the people that I sent that to. I got a response that would say, weight loss and inflammation, or weight loss and joint pain, or all of the above, or these three for me, this for my husband. So I was getting responses back. It did not matter what they told me when I set up my appointment to call them. If they said they didn't have joint pain, I still told them they needed, I still said, well, you need the MOA to support your weight loss. So I just waited to see what they wanted, because I could make our products work with whatever. I mean, our products work with everything, and I believe that. So I think they could hear it. So when I got the appointment, I started out first with a conversation. How are you doing? How was your Christmas? What'd you do anything for New Year's, depending on the person. So I did a chat, but all this was warm market people. So they all know me already. So I started it that way. We did laughter. I didn't rush anybody. And I'd say, okay, well, you mentioned in this that you want to lose weight, or you mentioned, and then I would just tell them what our products were, what they did. And when I got that kind of information, and I said, I can read all these things that are in this PDF file to you or send it to you. But I said, what you really need to know is it works. And that's all that mattered to me, was it works. And I can send you pictures. And if they were a little bit like, does it really work? I have a folder in my phone of pictures of Richard Tuggle and Richard Hawkins and Dr. Crystal Vance and Ashley Paulson. And so I have all these pictures, and I just, depending on who the person was, I just click on that picture and send it straight to their message. And I'd say, check that picture out while we're talking. Check this picture out while we're talking. And they'd say, oh my gosh, wow. And I'd say, yeah, it works. And then I would say, well, I've lost, and tell them how much I've lost. And then I'd say, so-and-so. And then I'd name off like Doris, that's my good friend that's older than me. And I'd say, she lost 20 pounds in 4 months. And so I just made it personal at that point. And they'd say, okay, what do I need to do? How much is it? And so then I would start the next part. And I generally, and I would say majority of the ones I did, and by the way, I did 7, but I have 2 more on paper from last night. So that puts me at 9.
Yesterday.
But I talked to a couple of them the day before, but I didn't get them started until yesterday. So that's pretty awesome. I've never had that before. But
So how did you close them, Sheila? Now, how did we go from all this to getting them on paper? I need to know how did you make it happen?
Everybody's a little different. So you kind of have to know who the person is, and where. If I knew that money was not going to be their problem, I didn't have any concerns. Those that I thought money might be a little bit of a problem. I had a couple of people that want to do it that just don't have the money right now because it's right after Christmas. And I would say, I'll follow back up with you in a couple of months and we'll see if you're ready then. So I'm not turning them loose, but I'd say, so are you ready for us to get this started? I'll be your support system. And they'd say, yeah. Now tell me again how much it is. I'll say, well, the good news is right now we have that special that's going off tonight, that you get the first 2 products I explained to you, which is the drops for weight loss and your Rejuvenex for energy. You're going to get those two for $1 less than what just the drops by itself cost if you wait. People do not want to pay more money.
$30 less. So I think it cut out just a little.
I think it was closer to $50 less,
$50
but
less. Okay.
yeah. So, because I had figured it up. And so then when they'd say, well, yeah, I want to do it. And I'd say, now that's if you have a membership, and our membership's only $30 for a lifetime, not like Sam's that you got to pay $50 every year. So it's not a big membership. But I said, what I've been recommended to people is, while this special is going on, you're going to want to do this a couple of months in a row. So let's just get you signed up for 2 of those specials, and then you'll have 2 months of your drops and Rejuvenex, and we'll just put that MOA on your auto ship, and you'll be set for 2 months. And that covers your membership fee. And so that $30 membership fee can go towards your box of MOA. And that saves you another $30 on it. And you're saving 30% on everything because now we have you a membership. I just told them how much they were saving, not how much it cost. And they'd say, well, yeah, sign me up for that. That sounds good. That was it. I don't know. It just worked. It was kind of crazy. And once I started it, it wasn't hard for me to say, this is what you need to do. That's where I did.
I think what you said, Sheila, is the key. It's because when Richard Tuggle was blowing it up, he said, I don't really know, but I started on this transformation pack C. And you just said, this is what you need. You make the decision for them. This is what you need to get started on. And you talked about it being a special and being on sale and how they're going to, and I do believe this because I have a wife downstairs that always buys things on sale. So let's make it, and we still have tags hanging on things that are on sale. So the thing I want to point out is she said, it's right now it's a great deal. And she also put some urgency in it. That sale is ending. And guys, I know that Todd knows this too. But Cameron Bott is taking over corporately. So there's going to be a lot of promotions that we're going to run like this. And you're going to be able to have deadlines on things. And I think it's really going to make a difference in our business when you can say, hey, this is something special we're running right now. And you give some, hey, if you don't do about it now, and by the way, Todd, I think we should mention, Cameron gave us till Monday morning. So if all of you on the call today, for the rest of this weekend, if you get paper applications, the way Sheila just described it, and I want her to go back over what she told them, you get paper applications, they're going to accept those in rep support. All you got to do is say it's been approved by Cameron Bott and Maria knows about it. And they're going to take them on Monday till noon Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock in Mountain. So. Todd.
And there's paper applications. If you go to Level Up Life under files, we have paper applications. It doesn't have the promotion on there. It's just got the Level Up packs, but obviously you can just indicate right down the promotion. Chris, even when the promotion ends on Monday, Richard Tuggle's a great example that he built more business in his first 6 months, not knowing anything, than maybe he's built since then, because since then he's learned every product. And he's like a lot of us that when we learn every product, I mean, I'm drinking a burn right now, I'm using drops right now. In my pantry, I've got 41 other products that I can't do without. The problem is I can't share that with people and expect them to join me. So whether it's Richard Tuggle running around, I'll never forget the first time I ever came to do a meeting for Richard Tuggle. You'd already been there several times, Chris. There were about 50 people in the room. I was meeting everybody for the first time, and I sat down with about 6 or 7 people. Betty and James Cooper and different ones were some of those first couple of people. And I asked them, they all had lost weight, every one of them. And I asked several of them independently what they were doing. Chris, they didn't even know the product. They all just were doing Transformation Pack C. They didn't know what they were taking. That's how simple the presentation it was. And that's the reason it duplicated so easily. And that's what we're trying to do with the Level Up packs. You have your own, it don't matter what pack you're using. I will just tell you, whether it's Sheila's, special Rejuvenex and drops, And there they are. I love that special right there. They're absolutely amazing. Whatever it may be, thank you for pulling that up. And
Anthony's amazing.
you
He's
just
pulled
gotta-
up Sheila's Facebook too. He's blowing my mind. This is the special.
yeah, so there's your special. Cameron's extended it till Monday morning. And like I said, Sheila's signing them up on 2 of those and getting them qualified to be a brand partner. So you can do it multiple times. That's not an issue. But you don't have to. You can sign them up on 1 and just have them a customer and move on to a brand partner later. It's however you want to do that. But I will my last message on income producing activities is we've talked about, we've got to develop the contact list. Sheila did hers completely through social media. That was her contact list. You've got to move that now to setting the appointment. I'm going to tell you, Sheila's story is going to be told over 100 times out of 100 times. And that is, if you get it to a conversation, the chances of success are very high. If you just keep playing tag on Messenger, chances have come extremely low, sending back and forth information. So after you set the appointment, move that now. Sheila's been around. She's very confident. She has a great personality. She knows our products. So she did it one-on-one. She just made the conversation. But if you're brand new, find somebody in your upline that is a Sheila, that knows the products, that's excited, and do a 2-on-1. You just set the appointment, do a 3-way call and conversate about it 2-on-1, or set up a Zoom and talk about it. It doesn't matter. But the last piece of the puzzle is deliver a simplistic message. Listen, I don't even know anymore, but I know it's way, way north of $20 million we've made in the industry. I've had $2 million years. And the one thing that, I never like contradicting what other people say, but I will just tell you, I have never met anybody in network marketing that's ever made real money that doesn't have a very simple duplicatable system. I love a complicated company because it ensures it's going to go long term. There's lots of tentacles that keep us protected. All the one product companies always boom up, but they always go away. So I love the new age setup, but you absolutely cannot expect to get rich here going around trying to sell 40 products at a time. You may sell a product, but you're never going to have a business. Find your niche and deliver. And we're going to talk about some of those niches coming up. We're all going to be, Chris, the entire Partners Council will be in Salt Lake City this week, getting the Cameron's, our new national general manager, and Mark Wilson's the president of the company. We're going to get all of their kind of direction, and then we'll get that simplified into our message out here, and bam, 22 belongs to you.
I want to say this first off. For those that don't know, Sheila's my sister, and I'm so proud of her because she's finally decided to take action. The key word in everything here is that it doesn't make any difference how much you see what it does for somebody else. And I'm going to give her a hard time. I've been doing this 20 years. It ain't like she doesn't know I know how to make money. Sorry, Sheila. I mean, I made millions in the blue jean business, and I came and did it in the network marketing industry. Yet all at once, something changed, and she's made a decision to do this consistently, not just a day or two, not a week or two. And for the last, this didn't just happen because of the promotion in Christmas. That's the way it sounded. Her and her daughter have been really training and coming to the events. They came to Arkansas, they came to Salt Lake City. So I'm going to plug the Destin event again. They're coming to Destin. So if you really want to learn, you've got to plug into when they came to Arkansas. Sheila said, all these people that are doing this, they ain't no different than me. And I keep trying to tell you that because she always wanted to say I could do it, but she couldn't do it. I was more talented. I could. Bull crap. That ain't got nothing. It ain't about the talent. It's about the consistency and the want to. I've seen it too many times. Sheila, I'm really proud of you. And I'm really proud of Carla as well, because you're going to see them chase this leaderboard. They have both qualified for the mastermind session. We didn't get Carla on this morning. I didn't invite her. I knew Sheila would be long-winded enough. She would take care of that. So Carla, we'll get her on, but Carla is also the same way. She's being consistent. She's put in this week between the two of them, they put about 18 people in the business. Think about that a minute. Between two of them, what have they done that others aren't doing? They're not sending out information. They're just talking to the people. They're setting appointments from appointments, and Guys, we try to make it too hard. I can't do what Anthony's doing. He's blowing my mind. He has pulled up Sheila's Facebook page. He pulls up Destin. He builds a PowerPoint while Todd's talking. I am not going to be able to do that. Thank God this business doesn't have to be that difficult. But it does need to do one thing. What you said, Todd, income producing activities. And those activities are sharing the business with people one-on-one and two-on-one. Guys, you'll get better at it. I mean, I told Todd I wasn't going to talk much because of my sister, but I can't help myself. I'm so excited about her.
We've got a special call coming up Tuesday night. You'll see it start flowing out there. It'll just be strictly on the Destin event, but I do have something for you. There's going to be a special announcement on the mastermind. You're going to be really excited about it. So we're going to put it out there where anybody and everybody can attend the mastermind. We have a boat. The mastermind event on that Thursday will be exactly what it says. It is a mastermind of how to, the theme of it's going to be income producing activities. Britt calls it point of sale. But here's the great thing. You're going to get, for the mastermind, your breakfast will be free on location. Your lunch will be included on location. And we have a boat rented now that will go out of the Destin Harbor at 4:30 with the mastermind group. And that mastermind group, it can be as big as it wants to be, but the boat only holds 115 people. So we all know we got to sponsor 4 people to get on the mastermind. There will be no cutoff on the mastermind, but the boat cutoff will be at number 115. So make sure you're getting your 4 brand partners in, and make sure you let Andrea know when you've got that. And but we're going to put in a qualification where you could bring a guest, because we always have somebody out there that's just joined us that has impeccable leadership skills, and we want them in the mastermind. So on Tuesday night, you're going to hear a way to qualify to bring a brand new person into the mastermind with you. We'll give you some stipulations on that, but all the details, the whiteout event that you saw Anthony put out there, the whiteout event will be included for everybody. That for the $89 price of admission. That'll include the big dinner dance party. It's a huge area we've got this time, exactly on the beach. The actual meeting room for this particular event is on the 6th floor, and one side of it overlooks the ocean, the other side of it overlooks the bay. It is the most tranquil, beautiful spot I've ever seen in my whole life for a meeting location. So it's going to be fantastic. We'll get that information out there and get you all the details on Tuesday night, but it's all the banners and posts out there are already on it. And I think there's a hard cutoff, and I think actually on the event we have a hard cutoff because we don't have the ability to expand the room. And I think Andrea said we're about 75% capacity is what she told me last time, but she can tell us that for sure on Tuesday night. Chris, thank you for always doing these. Sheila, amazing. Andrew and Melissa, amazing. We're all about leveling up finances and health, and you two are just unbelievably great examples, and thank you for sharing with all of us.
Great day, guys. Thanks for being on. These Saturdays have grown into something special, but watch, mark down what I showed you. We didn't even get this one announced too quick. We're still way over 100. Mark what I tell you. By next 1 year from today, that room will be 500. We'll have to extend the room. And I believe, but the reason I know that's because I ran 30 for a long, long time. And all I'm going to say is we're going to go to 500 because the exponential growth will grow this room way bigger. And a lot of Coach Palmer's doing something in Colorado right now. So there's a big group of his people that are doing something right there in Colorado Springs. So thanks, Todd, for being here. Sheila, thank you. And next week, make sure you get on Tuesday to learn about the Destin event. And we'll get that information out to you soon. Todd, thank you for being on as always. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great
Thank you.
day.
Great one.
Guys, that was